super thankful he's a good kid, but look at this. He's taking my garage over. Bando, go-kart, wing cart. You know where Mom's race car is? Mom's is in storage because it doesn't fit. Why doesn't it fit, Ransom?
Because you can't squeeze your big fat butt in it.
Because it ain't going to fit in here, and it does have a big fat butt. Yeah. Where's Dad's modified? What are we doing?
Racing at Beaver Dam.
Racing at Beaver Dam. Go to Beaver Dam, he says. Go watch some racing.
It's really hard. And if you race a go-kart, they have a little track and a big track.
Yep, pretty cool.
And it's kind of smooth. It's a little bit smooth. Sometimes it's a little bit rough, but sometimes
it looked good last night.
If you're in the big cars, be careful because Dad had his wheel fall off because he hit a bump. That just popped out.
That was at Gravity Park.
That was a very big bump.
Dad hit a big hole.
Yeah, don't go to Gravity Park. Well, if you go to Gravity Park, be careful.
Put more air in your tires, right?
Yes.
Live and learn, right? You ready, Dad?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Scraping mud underneath it. And then how did it go from there? You'll have to explain that to Dad how it looked from the outside. Okay. Let's go this way. Other side of the box. Thank you.
Down in there, I stood on it. It was going, and then it lost traction. I started rolling out of the gas, and it just
Scraping? I'm gonna go take that quarter panel off. Let the kids stomp on her for a bit. That one? Pudgy, explain to Dad what happened. Stand back and show him. Do it. Show me. Show him. Pretend you're Dad's race car and show him. What were you doing with your coat? Show him. Do it. Push. So you go all the way through. You're only part way. Don't touch it. Carefully jump. Your turn, Pudgy.
Because then she's going to ruin my stuff.
Ah, that's fair. Okay, what else do you need? Just need your quarter panel back, or?
I had to drill a new hole in that plastic.
Okay. I figure it's safer for them to jump on it than to give them hammers at least. Got it? Good job.
Look what's on the ground. I'm pretty sure your child drives my children to be more helpful though. Like she was the first one.
Do shit on her own car.
But she was the first one down here to like scrape stuff and do stuff. I shouldn't say that. I actually ran some guy down here right away and was looking at the quarter.
Like, you've been doing this for 2 years. You need to do down on the pinion or up on the frame. How do they do that on these? This is an ass backwards.
But always.
Yep, you ready to watch, buddy? way, and they scored you a lap down on lap 9 before that restart. So you should have been up 3 spots that last restart.
Okay, let's wait.
Boy is.
Everybody is.
Got it?
Watch out. Johnson.
So what happened?
So you were behind that 67. You were racing him.
Yeah.
Somehow they stopped the loop partway through. They scored you a lap down from that lap forward. So that's why those people got to restart ahead of you.
Because I was like, I passed
So
these
you
people already.
you need to go ask them what the fuck the deal was, because that cost you 3 spots on that restart and in turn cost you in the end.
Watch out, guys. Be careful. It's gonna be really hot.
Did you take rear brake out of it at the beginning? After the first laps?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Rob and I were negotiating what you were doing. Rob wanted you to take rear brake out of it, and then he's like, he either took rear brake or he changed how he was driving. I think he thought you took rear brake out, and then he was kind of like, he might have changed how he was driving.
I changed my drove a lot. 3 and 4.
You were getting a really good run down there,
On the bottom, I could run this thing.
but you were
Set the car and I'd run it almost wide open to the center.
diamonding it coming off, so you were getting a real good run off too.
Thank you.
Whenever my dad gets off the track, I always make sure I have water in my hands.
It's very helpful.
Because I always give it to him after a race because he's always like, where's the water?
Especially when it gets warm out.
You still recording?
I know I am.
I'm ordering.
Like, Scott, how did it get up here?
That's all right. It was messed up already.
How did it get up here? Like, how? At least the part we bench isn't that bench anymore.
Yeah, we got some work to do, guys.
The parts that didn't get bent on this side got bent.
You might have to buy a door bar this time. Yeah.
Part that got bent last time barely got bent, but the rest of it did get bent really bad.
Yeah.
Like, come
What we fixed looks back to what it was.
Like, come on. Let's play tag. Come on, let's just help your dad for a minute. No, I mean, like, get the dirt off the car then.
Ransom really wants to take this door off. I think it was a 67.
Oh, we don't have any end card.
Nope.
That sucks.
Because I think I forgot to grab the one. I got the SD card out of the other one if you take like a screwdriver, but I forgot to put it in.
Like I was running, like I'd lift for maybe a second and I'd run it wide open just past center in 3 and 4. Then you'd have to roll out of it. Down here the bottom's bad. Down there the whole corner's good.
Well, like Rob said,
Does it get slick? That's what I did in the heat race. If I ran that wide open, they just blow the tires off and loop it.
like Rob said, you've never encountered.
No, it's just that slip. It's like you're driving.
Yeah, but everybody else has run dirt before too. Like,
Well, and maybe I can. I just don't know yet.
yeah. I mean, if you look, like Jared Apel hasn't really run dirt before, and he was struggling the same way you were. I think it's just the ones that you're probably watching are the ones that have been doing this for, like that 18's been doing it for like a decade, you know?
If someone's coming off that high side and I'm coming off the bottom, they're going to look 30 mile an hour faster. You're just carrying that much more momentum. But everyone was on the high side, and all my passes came on the bottom of 3 and 4. Once I could run the bottom down there.
So, night 2 of Beaver Dam, night 3 of the mod.
Yep.
There's... You said you were going to knock the right side off of it. You did darn good at that tonight.
Yeah.
Knocked the quarter panel off in the heat race.
He came over and apologized. I'm like, in all honesty, I don't know if it was your fault or my fault. I didn't even feel anything. These bodies and these cars crumpled so much easier than...
Our big old heavy hobby stocks.
Well, even an asphalt late model will take a harder hit than these. It's pretty
But it's just cosmetically, you know what I mean? Shit. You didn't even know what happened on with the race.
We zipped it off. The kids jumped on it, knocked her flat, collar good, bolt her on, good to go.
Yep.
And then the feature, I don't know. I want to see the video on that. Because in asphalt, and like your depth perception on the next car, I thought I was in there, but then after the fact, after the race, I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, they don't know you're there unless they can see the front end of your car. So
yeah,
that was probably totally my fault.
I don't know. We'll watch the video. We'll see.
In the car, what felt the best to me is if I could run the top of 1 and 2 and the bottom of 3 and 4, which I'm sure the fast guys can still rip the top faster than I was the bottom, but I bet I was probably top 6 for speed through that corner.
Yeah.
Starting to pull it all together.
So you started darn near well, let's go back to the heat. So the heat, yeah, started on the pole.
Yeah.
Track was...
The track had a ton of bite, but there's one spot that, like 3 and 4, like even in the feature, like you could hammer the hell out of it through there. It started getting slick on exit. 1 and 2, even in the heat, like you could get in real hard and you could get off hard, but the center was sloppy. Or I'm gonna call it sloppy. I don't know what the term of people that know what they're doing is.
So
I ended up looping it.
Yep.
And so actually during the heat race, I took one turn of rear brake out of it because I was trying to, it's like the front end geometry stuff that Rob was talking about that I need to look at.
Yep.
Like he was saying that the car rotates in so hard, and I think that, and I wish we had the in-car because I was pretty much wide open, and like it was digging, and then it came around.
That was...
The heat race started on the pole. I led the first lap. I really think I would have won it if I wouldn't have made that one mistake.
Your lap times after that were a fair bit slower than the fast guys in it, but...
So once they gave me an asphalt to move over flag, I moved over, and then Rob had to remind me, like, I don't have to get out of anyone's way. So...
Yeah, that's...
Which, while I'm learning, I'm not going to go screwing up races, being in the way. And if I would have had mirrors, I probably would have stayed up where I needed to be. Because you don't know what their closing rate is, but I do feel I was as fast as the majority of them.
So the feature you started basically last. Like
Started last.
2 cars technically behind you, but nowhere to go but up from there.
Yeah, made a few passes. I don't know what I got up to. At one point on that one restart, I was like,
you were right around...
Holy shit, I'm like
10th, I
feel like I've passed a third of the field.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say you were right around 10th. So scoring got screwed up. So like lap 9, like 9 to 10, there was a caution. Yeah. And you were behind the 67. You were side by side with him, like you were battling him.
So that's one thing that screwed me too, is like he slid me. Well, the car set down, whatever, it ended up pushing up in front of me. I checked up hard. When I did, it killed the damn motor again.
Yeah.
And then all my cars, all the switches have always been on the right hand side, and this is on the left hand side. So I reach up to hit the ignition, it's not on that side. So by the time I actually got the damn thing refired, he was probably 3/4 of the way down the straightaway. Luckily, the next lap there was a caution.
Yeah. But I think that was before.
That was before I got hosed.
Yeah. So you'd made your way, you passed some cars, you were battling. There was a caution, and should have been about 10th. And they put like 3 cars in front of you, and my race pass showed you as a lap down. Well,
it wasn't a
So I don't know what exactly happened there, if they turned the loop part way through or what the deal was. But something, and it shows on, like, you didn't show as a lap down on the My Race Pass until lap 9. So it was really weird. It was like it just didn't register, dropped, whatever. There's supposed to be hand scoring as well. I don't know what happened. I guess somebody talked to you after the fact saying they were going to look into it. I don't know what the hell they're going to do about it now. But
and I moved up, and then they started yelling at me on the receiver that I was a lap down to go back. Well, I couldn't really make out.
Yeah, we got to get you some different headphones.
But, yeah, long story short, they were hollering at me to get back. And then everyone went around me, and I'm like, well, what the hell? I literally just passed all these people.
Yep.
And then I passed them.
Well, even the guy that caused the caution got you start in front of you because they said you were a lap down. So, like, that, then you had to work back through. So, like, instead of having the opportunity to pass, 10th, 9th, 8th, plus there was, like, a checkup on that restart, like, you could have had some opportunity that you could have benefited from being in a different spot.
Yeah.
Might have hurt you. Who knows?
Probably the biggest thing that I took away from tonight is I finally got to feel the right rear and how hard it's digging and how much traction I had.
Next up on the agenda, Saturday. We could go hobby practice.
We were gonna practice the hobby. Dad and I talked about it. Other than bedding brakes in, which I can do on the road, I don't have to pay $60 and another $100 in fuel to go bed brakes in.
We could go mod practice.
Could go mod practice.
C10.
I would say if I need to get practice in anything, that would probably be it.
Yep.
And then Sunday is Bandolero practice.
The Monday's karts, Tuesday back here.
Yep.
Pending the weather, because anybody who's watching the weather, it's not looking all that promising.
Yeah,
So
this weekend looks bad.